Hey, y'all. It's your girl Candy J with a Colin G passing through the back of my office right now. Colin, go sit down, baby. Mommy is on a live, y'all. Hello. Okay, listen, you see, um parenting never stops. He's not gonna stop just because I'm on a live. Hey, y'all. Okay, so listen, we have been talking about common responses partners have to affairs, and we're right now we're still talking about the person that's offended, the person that was cheated upon, right? And so remember, we've been talking about the five different ones: chronic anxiety, obsessive thoughts, agitated depression, traumatic feelings, depression, right? And so I talked a little bit about agitated depression on the last live, right? So now I'm talking about the traumatic feelings. And traumatic feelings are the symptoms are similar to PTSD. Remember, I talked about post infidelity stress disorder. Yeah, it's a real thing. It may not be like a clinical term for real, but it's very similar to PTSD. And so a lot of times emotional numbness is one symptom. You may have no feelings at all. Or you just maybe feel blank. You feel like you're in a daze. You feel like you're just a zombie. Okay. And guys, listen, when I'm talking about this infidelity, guys, I'm talking about something that not only do I have the education, but I actually have the experience of going through. I have been the cheater and I have been cheated on. And so I've been on both sides. That's why I'm actually really good at my job of counseling, guys, because I've been there. I've done that. And I believe that when you're counseling someone, you should have the experience, and the education plays a big part in how you can help someone heal from it. Okay. And so when you're talking about traumatic feelings, you can complain of flashbacks. And what do we know flashbacks are? Definitely can be triggers. And if you've been here before, you know we've talked about triggers a lot. And it gives you a deepened sense of isolation, right? Or even it can ignite aggressive behavior. You just never know what a trigger is going to do for you. Colin G, go back in there. Yeah, I told y'all parenting never stops. So triggering events recall what that offender has done, right? It's that first discovery of the affair, like when they first came home late and you just knew something was up, right? Or finding a text message. I even one time I went to go answer my husband's phone because he told me to. He was in the shower. I went to go answer his phone, and it was some woman that he was in an affair with at the time. And I was like, who is this? Because it was actually under someone else's name. It was under one of his male friends' name, but it was a female's voice answering the phone. Right. Or finding or social medias, finding DMs. There are times, and I'm not saying that this is everybody, but there are times that we aren't looking for anything, and boom, it'll be there. I had one client where she was just she works for her husband, and she was checking the emails for him and going through and responding to all of these different emails. And she saw something that was in Cash App, and she was like, oh, what's this? And she was about to like log it as an accounting thing, and lo and behold, it was a Cash App to his mistress. So things come out even when we're not looking for them. And I always tell people, if you go looking for something, though, you are likely to find something, right? But if we have those spiritual folks out here too, you don't have to look for it. What's done in the dark will come to the light, right? And God has a way of telling us these things, right? So you may require, as the offended person, right, as the person that was cheated on, you may require a lot of support and a lot of reassurance to kind of stay calm in these triggering moments, because we're talking about traumatic feelings, right? And there's something that I would like to tell you about, right? It's the exposure it's a kind of a way to manage the symptoms of PTSD or PISD, right? So what you want to do is you want to practice. Give yourself, a time where you're not going to be interrupted. There's no go be kids around. He or she that offended you is not going to be around. You're not at work. You're in a place that you can actually be calm in. And sometimes you can go to the park or in the car, or a place in your house where you're always serene. Sometimes people can do this in the bathtub, right? You want to take 3 to 5 minutes to intentionally conjure up and trigger those thoughts and those memories and those images, whatever that is. I did have a client that caught her husband in the bed in the act of being cheated on, right? And so that image would flash through her head, and it would get her so angry, right? And so what we did was this technique in my office where we took just 3 to 5 minutes and we went through conjuring up that anger, that disappointment, that betrayal, that hurt, right? And then we allowed ourselves to feel all of those negative feelings, right? And then we allowed them to subside, and then we invite all of the positive feelings and the calm instead, so that when that trigger does arise, you know how to quickly calm yourself back down. But sometimes, right, that takes practice and learning the coping skills. And try this exercise. Go in that place of yours and just relax. Try to think about whatever is going to calm you. You want to think about, sometimes people can think about the ocean waves, right? Sometimes that's a calming thing for them. Whatever is your calm place, you want to immediately, soon as that you conjure up that feeling, you want to take your time to breathe and think about all of those calm and loving and warm feelings, right? And use that coping skill. What it might even be a song that you need to sing to yourself, or make up a song, right? Whatever it is to calm yourself down when you feel these traumatic feelings or these triggers, right? And instead of the flashbacks, you want to push inside of your head, these peaceful and serene things. Okay. So again, I don't want to stay before you long. My name is Candy J. I'm your favorite premarital marital counselor, certified clinical sexologist, wedding officiant, mocha marriage facilitator, marriage boot camp coach, 7 principles of making marriage work, Gottman leader. Guys, make sure that you ring that bell, subscribe, get these notifications for mental health tips, for relationship tips, sex education, and so much more. Okay, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Have a wonderful and a great